There is a moment in Elden Ring almost everyone misses. Something hidden behind Godrick theatrics and grafted monstrosities. A detail that completely changes who he is, why he rules Stormveil, and why every demigod in the lands between despises him. Because Godrick isn't just a boss you fight early. He's a failed heir of a dying dynasty, and the game hides the evidence in plain sight. But to understand why he grafts, why he kneels, and why he is humiliated across the lands between, we have to start somewhere unexpected. To understand Godrick, we must start with his blood, or what's left of it. Canonically, he is a distant descendant of the Golden Lineage. Finger reader Anya even calls him the runt of the litter, and says that his divine blood is solely diluted. So in the family tree of gods, Godrick is that awkward relative, technically related to greatness, but nowhere near the prestige of Marika's true children. Yet he idolizes Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. He wields the axe of Godrick, marked with the beast, Godfrey's symbol, and his soldiers wear the tree and beast emblems of the Golden Lineage. But here is where things start to twist. Godrick isn't a mighty heir. He's an aging, frailly noble, desperately inflating a weak trickle of glory blood into something grand. Godrick begins as a political nobody, a powerless aristocrat in Leyndell, surviving by bowing to stronger people. He is related to Godrick the Grafted only through several generations, and when Godfrey is defeated and sealed away, Morgoth needs a symbolic replacement. Someone from the bloodline, but weak enough not to threaten the throne. Godrick is perfect precisely because he is pathetic and Morgoth elevates him. He inherits a great rune, he gets a seat among Shardbearers, he is placed in charge of Stormveil and Limgrave. Not because of merit, but because he is safe, controllable heir. This tiny detail becomes a foundation for everything that goes wrong. When the Elden Ring shatters, every demigod goes to war. Godrick sees himself as their equal, and reality hits him hard. He inherits a great rune from the center of the Elden Ring, but loses every major battle afterward. He is driven out of Leyndell, fleeing disguised among women, stealing treasures like the Mimic's Veil as he runs. Radahn pushes him out of his frontier. Malenia beats him so badly, he is left kneeling, literally begging for mercy, immortalized on a sword monument mocking his defeat. So when he arrived to Limgrave, Godrick is defeated by Leyndell, defeated by Radahn, defeated by Malenia, and after all despised even by his own servants. He is a Shardbearer only because of ancestry and politics, never because of strength. But this is where Godrick's story turns from pathetic to grotesque. Why he is called Grafted? The remembrance of the Grafted says it plainly. A feeble man sought power through a grotesque act of grafting. Godrick feels his weakness constantly. He knows he isn't Godfrey. So he turns to a forbidden solution, cutting off his own limbs and replacing them with the limbs of stronger warriors. He hunts tarnished specifically to harvest their bodies, and he takes pleasure in grafting the limbs of worthy opponents onto himself. And then comes the ultimate expression of his desperation. In phase 2 of the boss fight, he severes his own arm and grafts a dragon head onto the stump, forcing stolen fire into his failing frame. Godrick isn't becoming stronger. He is wearing the appearance of strength like a costume. Stormveil becomes Godrick's factory of limbs. Even Cannot Hide warns you about his depraved, tarnished hunts. Inside the castle you see severed limbs hanging on the feasting halls, a bunch of trolls sprawling across the country yard, piles of corpses, Roderica's companions among them. And Godrick doesn't stop with himself. He creates grafted scions, monsters built from masses of limbs, some even rumored to use the bodies of children. Those who aren't worthy enough to graft onto him personally become ingredients for science instead. By now, Godrick has become not a ruler, but a parasite. Despite being hated, Godrick isn't alone. He is surrounded by remnants of the Golden Lineage loyalists. Nobles obsessed with old heraldry and symbols of glory long gone. Godrick knights, Godrick soldiers, and old aristocrats support him not because he is strong, but because he represents a faded ideal of the Golden Order. But even in Limgrave, real power rejects him. Cannot Hide calls him unworthy. Nephililu seeks to replace him after his fall. Godrick is tolerated, not respected, a placeholder clinging to borrowed authority. Across the Elden Ring story, Godrick clashes with nearly everyone. The Tarnished, hunted for limbs, Radahn, who forces Godrick to hide in Stormveil, Malenia, who beats him until he kneels, Morgoth and Leyndell, who exile him, and even his own subject, who despise him. Godrick is a man at war with the world, and losing every battle. But yet Elden Ring makes him far more important than many players realize. From a gameplay perspective, Godrick holds one of the great runes you need to enter Leyndell. From a narrative perspective, he is a collapse of old power made flesh. His soldier's armor literally shows symbols of glory, not past. His reign exposes the danger of inherited legitimacy. His grafting is a violent metaphor for a man trying to build greatness from stolen parts. The Remembrance captures his entire life in one devastating line: a feeble man seeking power through grotesque grafting, dreaming of returning home bathed in rays of gold. He never gets homecoming. Instead, his legacy is a twisted corpse, a broken great rune, and a cautionary tale of someone trying to wear greatness instead of earning it. But the Godrick's fall is only the beginning, because his story connects directly to the fate of another forgotten heir, one whose downfall reshaped the Golden Order itself, and that mystery is even darker. Thanks for watching, hit that like button, subscribe for more Elden Ring lore, and stay sharp out there, Tarnished.